Welcome to the third video in my series that's showing all cards that came in Tomb of the Lich Lord. Now in this video I'm going to be covering the purple-backed quest cards and the green-backed hero cards. Okay, so we're going to start with the quest cards first. Now there are several types of quests that you can undertake, and the object of the game is to be the first player to complete 3 quests. So the first type I'm going to cover are chance quests. Now there are 2 of them in this set, and this first one's called Catch the Magic Fish. So let's take a look at the art. You can see the fish here in the foreground and the hook. What's a little mysterious is what this might be in the background. Is that just another fish? Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know. It's a little mysterious, though. The flavor text says, "Fables tell of magic fish that bestow great powers if you can get past the troll that protects them." Now, the troll is the one at the troll bridge. For this quest, you have to go to the troll bridge. Okay, now each quest card, you've got the title at the top, and you've got artwork. Then it's going to tell you the location or locations that the quest uses. In this case, it's just the troll bridge. Then this paragraph will tell you what you have to do to complete it. And down here, this will tell you the reward after you complete the quest. So to complete this quest, you have to roll a 5 or better on 1 die while at the troll bridge. You may pay 2 glory as many times as you choose to roll 1 additional die on an attempt. And then you would choose the highest die roll from all of those. And each attempt uses 1 movement point. So that's pretty neat. You just go, you roll dice, and hope to get a 5 or better. Not much thinking involved in that one. This one is called Smooth's Riddle. Now, in my gameplay, I think, let's see, this is a number 2 card, so it was probably game number 2. I actually called it Smooth versus Riddle, but I believe it's Smooth's. And actually, look in the background, you can kind of see it says Quest. They all have the type of card written behind the title. Anyway, this is the second chance card, and I'm guessing that is Smooth, or Smooth's. Okay, let's see what this says. How many heroes does it take to light a torch? Man, that's funny. A good fantasy version of, the old light bulb. All right, I didn't have to explain that. For this quest, you have to go to the Mirror Chamber, which is an awesome chamber in itself. Come back for my next video, and I'm going to go over all the map cards, and you'll get to see why the Mirror Chamber is pretty awesome. All right, to complete this quest, while on the Mirror Chamber, declare a number from 1 to 6, then roll 2 dice. If either die rolls the declared number, you succeed. You may pay 2 glory points to roll 1 additional die, which is only good for that attempt, and each attempt uses 1 movement point. All right, so in this one, you actually choose which number, and in Catch the Magic Fish, you just have to get a 5 or better. Now I forgot to mention, when you complete this quest, your hero is going to gain a level, gain 1 glory point, and recover 1 wound. Now in Smooth's Riddle, whenever you complete this quest, you're going to gain a level, gain a glory point, and recover 1 wound. All right, so the next type of quest I'm going to talk about are effect quests, listed right here. Now there are 3 types of effect quests. There are escort, sacrifice, and threat effect quests. So let's start with the escort quests. There are 3 of them, and they all work the same way. This one is Escort the Lost Magician, and you're going to go to the Outer Sanctum, and then you're going to head to the library. So while your hero is in the outer sanctum, place a token on this quest card to represent the magician. To complete the quest, discard the token while at the library. Now, once you take this quest and once you put that token on, you have to announce to the other players that you get a -1 to melee attacks while you have the magician. So basically, it's him kind of getting in the way. And there's the magician himself, you know, the typical Gandalf or whatever. But it does say, don't worry, I won't get in the way much. That's funny. I hadn't even read that yet. Now, if you get to the library, discard the token, let the magician read his books, and he does have a book. Maybe he's returning that. He checked it out at the library. Then your reward is going to be 1 hero level. You gain 1 glory point, and you recover 1 wound. Man, I cracked myself up. Okay. So the next escort quest is Free Caedmon's Soul. So you're going to go to the crypt and the tomb threshold, which is the entrance tile, or the entrance card for this set. While your hero is in the crypt, place a token on this quest card to represent Caedmon's Soul. To complete the quest, discard the token while on the tomb threshold. Now, when you've got that token on here, you've got to announce to the other players that undead have a +1 to attack you while you have Caedmon's Soul. Now, the reason you make these announcements, that's so they can focus on that type of monster to send your way. They're going to want to get that bonus on attacks against you. So let's take a look here. This is in the crypt, and I guess this is Caedmon laying down here on the slab, and there is his soul coming up. And that's what you're going to be taken to the entrance. And I guess when you discard the token, I guess that is his soul going back out into the world, actually finally released from the tomb. Caedmon has suffered 1,000 years under the curse of the Lich. Yep, that's it. So then you come along and you release him finally. And when you do that, you're going to gain a level. You are going to gain 1 glory point and recover 1 wound. Now the third and final escort quest is the Maiden in Distress. And you're going to go to the inner sanctum. You're going to pick her up and go to any entrance. So if you've combined sets, you know, whatever entrances they have, any of those will work. But in this case, the only entrance this has is the tomb threshold. So while your hero is in the inner sanctum, place a token on this quest card to represent the maiden. To complete the quest, discard the token while on any entrance. Again, once she's with you, you announce that you get -1 movement on your turn, movement point, when you have the maiden. So she's going to slow you down just a little bit. You call yourself a hero? What kind of rescue is this? I suppose you expect to marry me now. That kind of reminds me of Princess Leia in A New Hope, when Luke Skywalker shows up in the Stormtrooper outfit. So anyway, once you get her to the entrance and she goes on her way, you are going to gain a heroic level, 3 glory points. So she's very appreciative. And you're going to recover 1 wound. Now the other effect is a sacrifice quest. Now this is the only one of these in this set, and it's called Sacrificial Offering. And it takes place in the Throne of Tyranny. So to complete the quest, wound yourself with the Tyrannize effect at the Throne of Tyranny. You will need to gain control of the throne to do this. Now again, I'm going to go over the Throne of Tyranny. It is a map card, and we'll take a look at that in my next episode. You have a +1 to attempt to control the Throne of Tyranny while you have this quest. So basically when you're there, and this is actually what the throne looks like on the map card, so that's pretty cool, the consistency, I like that. So you attempt to control the throne, and if you take control of the throne, you gain this ability to tyrannize players. Now in this case, you need to tyrannize yourself which causes 1 wound. Legends tell of the power given to those who sacrifice themselves to the throne of tyranny. And you can see this guy, that's the hero, sitting in the throne. And yeah, all that lightning and all that power, he's tyrannizing himself. Alright. Now, if you complete the quest, you gain 1 heroic level, but you also take 2 peril points. There's no glory involved here. In fact, I believe that is because this is a sacrifice quest. Now, there's another quest that we'll get to shortly, and it is actually a couple of them. They are just plain sacrifice. There's no effect to it. And both of those sacrifice quests also give you peril points. So anyway, that is the only the only effect sacrifice. And the other effect quest is called a threat. And you destroy the evil relic. And there's the artwork, and yeah, it's definitely evil. The black-tipped horns, the red eyes, and the upside-down pentagram. Definitely evil. All right, and it says, you don't have the courage to feed me to the tentacle beast. Oh, tentacle beast. Okay, that's where you need to go to get rid of this. The lair of the tentacle beast. That's another interesting map card, which I'll cover next episode, in my next video. To complete this quest, overcome a speed threat 6 while you're at the lair. Each additional attempt uses 1 movement point, and you must not be tipped. So if you fail this, then you become tipped. Now when you're tipped, that only means you can't move or do anything until you untip, and it costs 1 movement point to untip. So you may get stuck here in this kind of loop for a turn or two when you're trying to complete this. And you may ignore the tentacle beast while you have this quest, unless you are tipped. So if you are able to do this, complete the quest, you're going to gain 1 heroic level, 2 glory points, and recover 1 wound. Okay, the next type, there are 2 sacrifice quests. This one is Infernal Negotiation. And look at that guy, that's the Infernal Negotiator. Kind of a demon-looking thing. All I ask in return is your soul. Yep. And you need to go to the summoning chamber. And to complete the quest, you pay 4 plus your level in glory points while on the summoning chamber. So you're going to want to save up your glory points before you go here. Because say you're level 2, you're going to have to pay 4 plus 2. So you're going to have to pay 6 glory points. So this one, you have to plan ahead a little bit. And the sooner you can do it, the better before you start gaining those levels. It'll cost you less the lower the level you are. And you must tell the other players, once you have this card, now if this is one of your personal quests, it's in play from the beginning. If it's a global quest, I think it comes into play if you attempt it, if you take this. That I'm not too sure about. You can leave a comment below to clarify if you know. But anyway, you have to announce that demons have +1 to attack you while this quest is in play. Okay, and if you're able to do this, succeed, you complete the quest, you're going to gain a heroic level, you're going to gain 5 peril points, but you'll recover 1 wound. And again, I believe it's because it's a sacrifice quest. Now let's take a look at the other sacrifice quest. This is Rig's Curse, and again, you're going to be awarded 2 peril points for completing it. So Rig's Curse, you need to go to the Well of Healing. To complete the quest, discard a readied permanent boon while you are on the Well of Healing. Now what if you don't have a boon card in your inventory? Alternatively, you may permanently nullify your special ability. Place a peril token on your hero to represent this. So every hero has its own special ability, and this just means you're going to have to give that up for the rest of the game. So let's take a look here. So he's in the Well of Healing, and that is getting rid of Rig's Curse, manifested in this golden ball of energy, I suppose. Beware, for the well of healing is haunted by the evil spirit of Rig. Now, when you complete this, you gain 1 heroic level and 2 peril points, and 1 wound is healed. Next, we have the Search and Slay type of quest. This is the only one in this set, and it may be my favorite. I like the mechanics of how it works, and just the theme, the idea. It matches the story perfectly. So this is Serac the Assassin, and he's wearing all black, easy to hide in the shadows, and he carries this dagger. In case you find him, he's going to backstab you, attempt to backstab you with that dagger. In fact, it says Serac is one with the shadows. All right, it takes place in any room. Now, make sure you're in a room. This does not work in passages. And again, next episode, I will cover the difference in passages and rooms. To complete this quest, defeat Serac. Okay? Now, first you have to find him. That's why it's a search and slay. Before you can slay him, you have to find him. To find him, you roll a 7 or higher on 1 die while in any room. You're like, how can I roll a 7 on 1 die? Well, don't interrupt and let me finish. You get to add +1 to your roll for each space you are from the nearest entrance. Now, a space, that takes into account both passages and rooms. So, let's just say the entrance is here in the middle. During setup, you attach a passage to each of the 4 sides. And then from there, you start doing random cards, which can be a room or a passage. But let's say you are in a room down here, and the entrance, you are 2 spaces away. Well, you would get to add +2 to your die roll, and as long as you get a 5, which would be a 7, a 5 or if you rolled a 5 or a 6, you would pass, and you would find this guy. But if you fail, then you did not find him. Each turn requires a new search. So suppose I find him and I don't defeat him. Well, guess what? Next turn, I'm going to have to search again to try to find him again. He slips back into the shadows. And each search attempt uses 1 movement point. Okay, so once you find him, then he is a humanoid monster. And he's going to use speed for his attack. It has a 3. And he is the only monster in this set that uses speed. And if he's successful, that's what his backstab is. He's going to inflict 1 wound. Now, there's nothing special about backstab. That's just kind of describing how he inflicts the wound on you. Now, he's only got 1 hit point, so all you have to do is have 1 successful attack on him, and he's defeated. Okay, so what happens if you slay Serac? You are rewarded with a heroic level, 2 glory points, and you recover 1 wound. All right, the last quest type is just the straight up slay quest, and there are 4 of them. In this case, you are going to slay Drakey. You're going to go to the inner sanctum, and that's where you'll find Drakey hiding out. He is going to attack you with melee, because he gets a +2 bonus, and if successful, he's only going to inflict 1 wound, and he only has 1 hit point, so he'll be easy to take out. So let's take a look at Drakey. Yeah, with those big, sad eyes, but so many of my characters have had trouble fighting him, defeating him, just because of the bad die rolls. But anyway, it says, it is better to defeat evil before it grows. That's definitely true. He may look cute now, but when he gets bigger, I don't even want to mention it. All right, when you slay Drakey, you're going to gain 1 heroic level, 2 glory points, and you're going to recover 1 wound. The next slay quest is slay the evil familiar. And that's what the evil familiar looks like, this lizard, a reptilian-looking thing. And it says, the scritching in the darkness drives me to madness. Now, there was one other familiar, and that was in my first video going through these cards. It's a treasure card called Dark Kitty. And that's a familiar that you can play, put it in your inventory and use against monsters. Okay, to slay the evil familiar, you're going to go to the library where you'll find him. He's a demon. He uses a magic type of attack. He gets a +2. He'll inflict 1 wound if he's successful, and he only has 1 hit point, so he'll be easy to defeat. You defeat him, and your reward is 1 heroic level, 2 glory points, and recover 1 wound. The third one is to slay Nard. You'll find Nard in the barracks. To complete it, go to the barracks and slay him. He's a vermin, and he's going to use melee combat. Notice his bonus is 1. He's going to inflict 1 wound, but he has 2 hit points. Now I want you to take a look. At first I thought, okay, he's just a rat, a named rat. But look at the size of the door compared to Nard. And look at this human skull. Nard is huge, and that's why he has 2 hit points. It's going to take a couple hits to slay that guy. This says, he lurks in the plague-infested lair, gnawing on the bones of fallen heroes. And you do not want to become one of those fallen heroes. If you successfully slay him, you're going to gain 1 heroic level, 2 glory points, and recover 1 wound. And the last quest in this game is Impale Vladimir. So you're going to go to the crypt. You're going to defeat Vladimir. He is an undead monster. He fights with magic. He gets a +2. And he's going to inflict 1 wound. He has 1 hit point. So let's take a look at Vlad here. If it'll focus. All right. Maybe not. He's laying on a slab. He's in the crypt. So he may be lying next to Cademan. You never know. They may have even known each other in life. The Lich Lord is awakening his powerful allies. We must destroy them first. I like the blue color of this one. You slay him, and you're going to get 1 heroic level. You're going to gain 2 glory points and recover 1 wound. All right, so those are all the quest cards involved, or that come with Tomb of the Lich Lord. Now there are 6 hero cards, and I've shown them all in my gameplay videos, but we'll go through them real quick here. In game 1, I pitted the Paladin against the Rogue. So let's take a look at the human Paladin named Roderick Tallis. Now from levels 1 to 4, you see his, all of their stats improve, but his best is speed at low levels, and it maintains that all the way. He's got 6 hit points. He can have a maximum of 2 treasure cards and 3 boon cards in his inventory at once. His special ability is Healing Hands. On your turn, you may pay 3 glory points and 1 movement point to recover 1 wound. You can only use that once per turn. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Paladin. Let's look at Roderick up close. Very regal looking, clean cut haircut, unlike myself at the moment. Okay, and that is the human Paladin. Next we have Tannen Shadefoot. He is a Darkling Rogue. And again, his speed is his best stat. In fact, his statistics, his bonuses match the Paladin's. They're exactly the same. He starts with 6 health points also. He can have a maximum of 3 treasure cards and 2 boon cards in inventory. And his special ability is Quicken. On your turn, you may pay 2 glory points to get 1 additional movement this turn. You can only use that once per turn. And I've used that. That is great. So anyway, let's take a look at Tannen. He is a Darkling, and I don't know what a Darkling is, but we know what he looks like right there. That must be a race from some other, some country, some land in this universe. Okay, the next 2 cards. This was game 2 on my channel. I put the Dwarf Avenger versus the Necromancer. So let's look at the Dwarf first. This is Kron Axe Reaver, and his best stat is speed. But you can see as he levels up, here at level 2, it matches his melee combat, And then by the time he reaches level 3, you're going to be wanting to use melee combat for him. He's got 6 hit points. He can have a maximum of 4 treasure cards and 1 boon card in inventory at once. And his special ability is Avenge, which makes him an Avenger. And that is to pay 2 glory points to make a free melee attack against an opponent who attacked you this turn. And you get a +1 bonus for that attack. And you can only use that once per turn. So let's take a look at Kron. There he is. Looks like a dwarf. Let's take a look at his weapon. Okay, it's not an axe, it's a big hammer, it looks like. All right, yep, very good. Okay, now let's take a look at the Necromancer. This is Cyboth. Now if you notice, again, his best stat is speed, and it stays the same. I mean, you know, it stays the best up through level 3. He's got 3 hit points, I mean 6 hit points. Spoiler, they all have 6 hit points. He can have a maximum of 2 treasure cards and 3 boon cards in his inventory at once. And his special ability is to control the undead as a response. So when he gets attacked, he may pay glory points equal to the peril value of 1 undead monster attacking you. That undead either attacks another hero or monster in the same space. And if there aren't any others, then the monster is just going to ignore you. And you can only use that once per turn. So let's take a look at Cyboth here. And actually, he reminds me of Anakin Skywalker in Return of the Jedi when Darth Vader removes his helmet. Yep. Okay, so that's those 2 heroes. Now the last 2, this was game 3 where I put the Elf Sorceress against the Necro Warrior. Now if you're wondering who won in each of these matches, well, you're going to have to go back and watch those videos. I will not spoil that here. So Laurel Alanis, she is the Elf Sorceress, and her best stat at level 1 is speed. Then it matches magic at level 2. Then by level 3, you're going to be wanting to take magic attacks. Now notice she has a flat 0 the whole time for melee combat. You'll never want to initiate a melee combat with her, if you can avoid it. She starts with 6 hit points. She can have a maximum of 1 treasure and 4 boon cards in inventory. Her ability is Magic Aptitude. You may pay 1 glory point to reroll a die in a magic combat. And you can use that once per attack, not per turn. So if you've got multiple attacks coming at you, you can use that each time, as long as you've got the glory to pay for it. Anyway, let's take a look at Laurel. Yeah, you can tell she's an elf. She has pointy ears. All right, what's that she has in her hand? All right, some kind of focus or something, some magical, or is it a dagger? I don't know, it's got a claw on it, so I bet it's some kind of magical focus. All right, anyway, let's move on to the 6th and final hero that came in this set. This is Raka, the Necro Warrior. His best stat at low level is speed, and it remains that as he levels up. Starts with 6 hit points. He can have a maximum of 3 treasure cards and 3 boon cards. His ability is Undeath. If reduced to 0 health, you may pay 5 glory points and discard your hand. Return to level 1 as an undead and recover 1 wound. So basically, he gets to respawn, which is awesome. You don't have much when you come back, but at least you're still in the game. And let's take a look at Raka up close. Love the armor, love the sword, love the gold and black. Oh, and he's got a cool mask, or is that a helmet? But anyway, it makes you wonder, what does Raka look like? Actually, he may be undead already. You never know. Okay, so those are all the 6 heroes that come in this set. All right, that's going to wrap up this video. There's only one video left, and in that one, I'm going to go through all of the map cards and then all the miscellaneous cards. There are a few other cards that come in the set, and I'll go through all those in the 4th and final video next time. Thanks for watching. I will see you then.